Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Molly Knefel.
Molly Knefel, the final episode. We knew it was going to happen.
It's very bittersweet.
Mm-hmm.
Can we play the graduation song by Vitamin C?
We had a very fun week, a very illuminating week. We've learned about that if you take a gun to somebody's face to rob them, that's petty crime. We've learned so much, and I'm going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you too, but I'll see you around.
Yes.
This isn't goodbye. It's just so long.
You, of course, can see everything Molly has been on regarding the Keith and the Girl universe at keithandthegirl.com/Molly Knefel. And how much fun was she? So make sure that you see her live show, Radio Dispatch Live. It's October 26th at Le Pro Sol Rouge.
Good. You
At
did
8
a good
p.m.
job.
Thank you. The guest is a trans advocate that you'll have on, an attorney with the ACLU, has been fighting North Carolina's anti-trans bathroom laws. So expand your mind, all right? Thank you. KeithandTheGirl.com/tumor. That is Hemda's crowdfunding. Guess what? When they take out a tumor, they want a lot of money. So please take a look. I saw Ted Alexandro donated and tweeted out the thunderclap that we talked about. Make sure you're subscribed to our mailing list, KeithandTheGirl.com/subscribe. It's all right there. I saw Eugene Merman, Todd Berry retweeted it. Maria Bamford liked it, but that's as far as she can go, you know. But thank you guys very much. Keith and the Girl shows, of course, subscribe for free on iTunes, SoundCloud, anywhere you get podcasts. We also put the entire episodes on YouTube. Today's guest has been on this show before, a fantastic stand-up comedian, Liz Magee.
Well, hello.
Hello, Liz.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I, of course, look at everybody's Twitter account to see what they're up to.
Oh, no.
And
Yes, yes.
it's all right there.
Oh, yeah,
People are
it
worried
is.
about the government.
Uh-huh.
You guys just do it yourself. Liz Magee writes, I wish the movie Storks was a hit so that I can work birthday parties. You look like the girl in Storks.
I look exactly like her. But it's a flop.
It's a flop?
Yeah, no one's seeing that. No one's seeing Storks. And kids don't care. Like, I babysit, and I took the 9-year-old I babysit to see it. And she was underwhelmed.
What? I don't understand this. It's a classic urban legend / fable or whatever you want to call
That
it.
Storks give babies.
Yeah. Why? How is this not interesting? Why is it a flop?
I mean, it just wasn't like a Pixar. Like, it didn't hit the quadrants that Pixar does. You know, like I didn't really care about the Storks, and like that's numero uno as far as a script.
You have to care whoever the title is, right?
Well, no, you just have to. You have to care about the character.
Right.
Anybody in
Yeah.
the movie, you have to care about one. You didn't care about anybody. No. Babies? Were there babies?
There were babies. The babies were adorable. Babies were real cute. They all had like weird color hair though. They had like pink and blue hair, which like that's cool, but like babies aren't born that way. But also they're not delivered by storks. So I mean
That's how they were showing diversity.
right, yeah,
Blue
yeah.
hair,
Yeah.
red hair.
That's true.
I said before the show that I did see this movie. Liz said, why?
Yeah.
Like it was some kind of, something I had to do for the government. I loved it.
You loved it.
Really?
But I do have to say, I love storks.
The
In
creature,
general.
In
the bird?
general, the bird. I love it. Storks has made $106 million on a $70 million budget. So not too bad, I suppose. But it is a shame you look just like the main girl in this
I
movie.
know.
And
What's her name? Orphan something?
Little Orphan Annie.
No, it's not Orphan Annie. It's Orphan Tulip.
Yes, that
her
sounds
name's
right.
Orphan Tulip, and that's weird. Everything was just up for question for me.
That sounds a little bit forced, Orphan Tulip.
Yeah.
Sounds like what a child would come up with.
Yeah, but like the talent was all there. Andy Samberg did a fine job. They all did a fine job.
Keith, what did you love about it?
It was adorable. And
Yeah, it
I
was
thought it was
sweet.
very funny, and there's wolves in it.
Oh, the wolves were funny.
Mhm.
I did like the wolves. There's a pack of wolves, and they were a hoot.
I'm learning more and more. I'm into these cartoon movies
Uh-huh.
over regular human being movies. Maybe I'm just over human beings. Zootopia, of course, was great. Finding Dory, I get lost like she does, so that was very relatable.
See, Finding Dory, I didn't like so much. I guess I just had high expectations.
Of the fish movie.
Yeah, because I loved Finding Nemo. Loved
Right.
it. But that beluga whale was great in the sequel.
wow.
I mean, if he gets his own film, I wouldn't be mad. You know?
Right.
He's great.
Well, I'm sorry you're let down by these.
It's okay.
And you're a babysitter, so you have to watch these.
I gotta watch him, but that's okay.
But it's just odd that I love them and I don't have to watch them. Like, God, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to go have a romp in storks and love it and like leave and be like,
Yeah.
storks.
Oh, I bring booze. I set up a whole bar in the row in front of me because I go in the afternoon. No one's there.
Yeah, we saw matinee cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, cheap as far as
They do look at me creepy when, you're a guy by yourself seeing storks.
Drinking heavily.
I would.
Liz tweeted out, I got into babysitting for the access to almonds. Parents love almonds.
Yeah, I love almonds, and I can't afford them.
Do they get the good kind with the different flavors and stuff?
Just almonds.
Just the healthy kind.
Yeah, just the Whole Foods raw, which is like $10.
Does the child love them?
She's whatever about them.
Yeah.
She knows she has to eat them. Mm-hmm. Oh, a fruit and vegetable with every meal.
Really?
You a good babysitter?
I mean, yeah.
You ever invite over the boyfriend?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Is that the only thing that...
That's it. That's all you got to do.
That's all I got to do is just resist that?
Yeah, feed him and not bring over boyfriends too much.
Okay, that I can do.
All right. Liz writes, I had to pick up a fourth grader that I babysit today. And I said, I'm here to pick up Aiden. And they said, which one? And Liz said, are you kidding me? And this goes on for a good 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, I had to do a favor for their neighbor and pick up this boy named Aiden. Yeah, and I mean, that's it. I just couldn't believe that there was more than one Aiden in this fourth grade class in Jackson Heights, Queens. But there was.
Do you find, Molly, as a teacher, names are getting hipper and weirder?
Most of my kids have Spanish names, and so for me, no. But when I was a babysitter in like the West Village, definitely the names were extremely hip.
Yeah, there's like Brayden and Caden and
like painfully hip. I'm actually not surprised at all how many Aidens there were. Like, yeah, a lot of like I think probably like pop culture references, and then also I feel like there's like a whole category of like woke names where like white children are named, Thurgood or whatever, like
Biggie,
not Columbus.
You could do a whole. You could probably write a book on just the like super hip, fancy like children's names in New York City.
What pop culture names have you heard?
I feel like Aiden might be a pop culture name, right?
From Sex and the City?
Maybe. Well, a lot of people loved Aiden.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Aiden. Oh, yeah.
I saw my friend's baby. Baby's name is Twerk.
No.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. I see that you have 3 cats. True or false?
I own one cat. It's complicated because they're just cats in and out of my life.
How is it that complicated?
Because I'm like emergency contact for like, no kidding, like 6 cats. Because I've either like cat sit for them or I fostered them before I adopted them out. I used to work at the Humane Society.
Okay.
So
you're not just
I've got the Cat Connect.
I
see. I
see.
have one cat. His name is Motley. But right now my roommate also has a cat. So there's 2 cats in the apartment. One is mine.
Okay. Are you allergic to cats also?
No.
But you just have regular allergies, right? I remember that, and I didn't know if one day, because I see these people, they have cats, but still have to take a pill all the time.
Yeah, it's worth it.
God's telling you not to.
No.
But their heart
Do you
says
have animals, Molly?
I have 2 cats, but
what are their names?
Manface and Serafina.
Oh, love it.
And thankfully, I'm not allergic, but a lot of people in my family are, and they all love cats, and it's like heartbreaking for them.
Yeah.
And most of them have tried to like just power through it, and like not even pills, like they'll get like inhalers and all it. But it's very tragic if you're a cat person and you're allergic. I really feel for those people.
What, does your boyfriend like your cat?
Yeah, he does now. It took some time. And he's kind of allergic, but I just like bought him a nasal spray and he's fine.
Here, honey.
Yeah.
Squirt.
Squirt it.
Like if that was a deal breaker because he was so allergic, would you be able to get rid of the cat?
Oh.
Get rid of him?
Not twist his neck, give him to a friend.
I mean, if the friend was like my roommate, like if I guess I couldn't do that. I mean, if it was a friend that was very close in proximity to me.
I was thinking a friend in an alternate universe that's not allergic, and it's really you.
Oh, sure.
Okay, all right. When you worked at the Humane Society, first of all, you don't work there anymore, right? Do you miss it? Okay. It's very sad because you're putting down animals, right?
Oh, that's honestly the bulk of the job.
Really?
I don't put them down myself, but every day I would have to like go through the paperwork with like 2 or 3 people that were putting down their pet.
And they're grieving, obviously.
Oh yeah, it's horrific. I'm part of their worst day ever, or like their worst day that year.
So this wasn't like homeless animals that were being put down. This was people coming in who needed their animals
Right.
put down?
I mean, we were a shelter and a vet clinic, but I worked in the administrative reception for the vet clinic specifically. So it was a lot of like scheduling dogs and like their spays and neuters, and it was a lot of explaining the euthanasia process.
The beginning of life.
And then I had to charge them for it because that shit's not free. And it's like,
yeah,
insane.
I would just say I'll pay you after, and then fuck you.
I mean, and that happens.
Right.
I mean, it's a clinic for, we have heavily discounted procedures if you are on public assistance. Sometimes we'll just comp it considering the situation. It was a great place. I was proud to work there. But, it's a nonprofit, overworked, underpaid. I was working there for like 7 years. A lot of scandals happened. I think I talked to, that was Micah's podcast I talked about.
Do we have to leave our dog? Like if my dog dies, it might be a robot or something. And do I have to turn it into you guys, or can I bury it in the park?
Good question.
You cannot bury it in the park.
Okay.
Hard, no. You cannot do that. You can't throw it out either.
If I had a lawn, could I bury it myself?
Yes, if you own that property.
Yeah, I can't go to somebody else's lawn.
Could you put it in a hen's lawn?
Right.
I know they got a backyard, but not if you're a renter. Probably you'd have to get permission with your landlord.
Could you cut it in little pieces and put it in the toilet?
I mean, no,
Okay.
no.
Right. Okay.
I mean, if it usually they do the cremation, like they check for cremation, we take care of it, and the crematory guy comes twice a week. He picks up all the bodies and the animals, and then they takes them to a crematory in Long Island.
That guy should write a memoir.
Oh yeah, one of them asked me out, and I was like, "You're the crematory guy. What are you doing? No, I can't."
Yeah, you were alluding to Micah Fox and Friends, and you were telling her how there's this guy that worked there, 60 years old, James. And he would be grabbing at everybody, right? As somebody comes in with their dog, and
I like how you're on a first name basis with him, James.
My pal James, James Dasbach. And one of the vets, so he's a vet. If you're curious, he's 60, divorced with adult daughters at the time. Asked Liz to come over and watch a movie when you first started working there. Then one day, you refuse, I assume.
Yes.
Then one day, 2 officers. What would the movie have been? Do you know?
I don't care. Oh, I said something. I like mentioned a movie, and then he like described his setup at home.
Right.
He's got surround sound, and he's got a big screen, and in his home. Like it wasn't like going to the movies in his home. And I was like, absolutely not.
Was this before Netflix and chill?
This was circa Netflix and chill.
So he doesn't know where it went wrong.
Yeah.
One day, 2 officers come in and remove him from the office. 3 different women had reported him for groping them. In one case, he used a woman's dog's paw to pull down her top. That's no fingerprints.
Her sick dog, her injured dog.
Wait, in the office cleavage. He did this?
Yeah, well, because we're nonprofit, so we're very often short on technicians. And he was very quick to always be like, I'll do it myself. And now we're like, oh, retrospect, we're like, he's a creep. And
he did that. He used that paw thing with the shirt that wasn't in his home.
No.
That was at work.
Yeah, during during their pets' exams, he would like take advantage of the situation and grope these women. And only 3 reported. Who knows how many more?
Right.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is. Oh, you know what? This was a tough place, but that's kind of fun. The way the dog grabbed my tit.
Yeah.
And you saw it.
Yeah.
That is 99% completely horrifying and 1% like a if it wasn't totally horrifying for those women,
Right.
if there wasn't a human involved, it would be a hilarious thing to use. But obviously, those women were harmed, and that's not okay. But pod is that abstract. In the abstract, it's funny.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's weird because he was a creep. He's always been a creep. Like, he just had that energy. You didn't want to walk by him. And so, but there's no, like, you can't report vibes, you know? You can't be like, this guy, right. I don't know, and have anything be done. It has to get to this point.
Yeah, and it's also hard to explain. Well, officer, I held the dog, but he like put his hand on the dog's paw, so my shirt would come down a little bit. You know, the whole thing's weird until you have so many people, I guess, complaining.
Yeah, people give women all sorts of grief for not wanting to report, you know, things like this all the time.
Right.
But that would be a truly embarrassing thing to have to report, right?
Yeah. Well, the New York Post had an article. A Humane Society veteran was busted for allegedly pawing at a trio of women and using their pooches to cover his pervy behavior. James Dasbach, 59, was arrested when the women filed complaints that he groped and fondled them. Dasbach works at the Humane Society's clinic at East 59th Street, if you're curious where Liz was charged with 3 counts of forcible touching. The first complaint against the heavy petter dated. They do have fun with it.
The New York Post loves this story.
Oh, yeah. They were all over it.
Like he was all over them. The first complaint against the alleged heavy petter dated to last November from a woman who brought her injured dog in for treatment. Dasbach insisted she hold the dog while he examined its wounded paw, then took the opportunity to press his hand against the woman's breast. The woman also told cops the vile vet took her dog's paw and rubbed it on her chest in an effort to pull her shirt down. When the woman abruptly announced she had to leave, the vet stepped inside the elevator with her and pretended to pet the dog. But the doctor was just getting one last cheap thrill, rubbing his hand against the woman's breast. Let me just pet your dog here, and I guess leaning over with the dog, maybe the dog between the dog and the breasts, and he's just rubbing like, okay, just wanted a quick pet.
Oh my God.
He made similar moves in February when a 20-year-old woman went to a mobile veterinary clinic on East 111th Street. The victims told cops that Dasbach was sitting down when he reached up to hand her a clipboard, but angled it so his fingers touched between her pants-covered legs. Oh, that feels so good when you get away with that one. Dasbach, after standing to get his jacket, then shifted into position to, quote, touch her buttocks without her consent.
Buttocks.
Yeah.
Oh my! What a strange strategy.
Yeah.
But what did you get out of that?
I guess it's like some kind of
disease,
sick thrill. Yeah. I mean, he was obviously very sick.
Right.
And it's rumored that he killed himself.
Oh.
So he put out but you don't think so? He puts out the.
I think he was. I mean, I don't know.
There's a suicide note, but nobody finds the body, right?
Yes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, apparently the Post reported that he sent his daughter and girlfriend, I think, a cryptic text being like, remember me fondly, see you on the other side. Which is very sad.
Yeah.
But this is exactly why women don't come forward, is because he's made himself the victim.
Right.
And they don't want to have a death. You know, they don't want to be responsible for this downfall he had when he brought it upon himself.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, speaking of tweets, I see another one. Happy National Coming Out Day to most of my ex-boyfriends.
Yeah.
Good for them. Did that happen more than once?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was a theater kid in high school. So,
and they would realize, like, what?
No, I mean, it wasn't even, like, they were gay at the time. Like, for homecoming, I brought my friends Tim and Steven so they could, like, go together. But, like, I could also be a part of it.
Yeah, I feel like it's rarely the boys more. In my experience as a theater kid, it was more that a lot of girls were just not totally ready to admit that some of the boys were gay.
Right.
Mm-hmm. No, I was very much. I was like, you can come out now.
Is your boyfriend gay now?
No,
Okay.
not to my knowledge.
Do you sit him down and be like, you gotta say?
Yeah.
This has happened too often. Let me mention this, and we'll get into that. Don't you worry. Sleep number beds. I have one, and I'm not just saying it to brag. That would be rude. I'm saying it so you can get one too. I can adjust the setting on my side of the bed from 0 to 100. I'm about a 35 right now. My wife is a 40. She can adjust her side. Totally different. And we have those beds where what they call it, the head part raises, but raises separately. And that's key because we're different sizes.
That's beautiful.
And the sleep number bed also has sleep IQ technology. So it registers. You can, let's say you have a mistress over, you can turn it off. But when you have it on, it'll register how you slept that night and tell you how you can improve your sleep. For example, I have a 95 sleep IQ score. That's amazing. It makes up for my SATs, I think. And that's because I sleep well. And whenever I started, I'm trying to figure out this bed. So say I get a sleep IQ of 60. Well, then I can either call somebody on the phone or look at my app and go, oh, I see from 4 to 6 a.m. I was tossing and turning. I can adjust it appropriately. Right? So that's fantastic. Come in now to Sleep Number during their Columbus Day sale and save $400 on the C4 mattress. It's the lowest price ever. You'll only find Sleep Number at any of the 500 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by going to sleepnumber.com and be sure to tell them Keith and the girls sent you. And I'm not joking that it is a fun experience. They have these giant computers that are registering all these pressure points. It's kind of fun. So go, you'll like it. Okay, you're welcome. Now, let's get back to Liz and her personal life.
Let's.
You are you still dating Jordan?
Yeah.
A fellow comic. Mm-hmm. How long has this been going on?
I mean, it's always.
It's complicated like the cats.
Right.
It is because it's like, oh, how long have we been dating, or how long have we been fucking? And in February it'll be 2 years dating.
Okay. You met at the creek in the cave, right?
Did we meet there? I hope.
Or is that when you started really a connection?
Yes, yeah, that's true.
When he asked,
very personal.
Yeah. He saw Liz and asks to do. Do you want to do coke with him?
Yeah.
And you go. And you go. Yeah.
When did I say? How do you know all this?
Yeah. How do you know all this?
But I believe it. Yeah, because that's true. I've done cocaine like all of 2 times in my life, and that was one of them.
Well, that's why you never say no. Say no. I wasn't gonna say. You never know what opportunities will come when you open the door.
Yeah, but that's not good.
No, that's not. No, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just saying. Sometimes good things come.
But what a fun story for the grandkids this will be.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, So then you find out you like him. Do you get nervous about his coke habit?
I mean, he didn't have a coke habit.
Okay.
Just someone at the creek had coke.
I see.
And he had an invitation and then extended it to me, which was so sweet.
That is a modern love way to meet.
That's
it is
nice.
Totally a flirting, obviously a flirt overture.
Oh, yeah.
One New Year's Eve, before you made it official that you were a couple.
Yes.
You go back to the creek in the cave, and you left your friends to meet up with your boyfriend, right? Well, not your boyfriend at the time.
Right. We were just fucking.
For about 6 months, you don't acknowledge, hey, we should be monogamous, right? Nobody brings it up.
Right.
That's a long time, 6 months. But you kind of know also, don't you? Like, even if I'm dating somebody for 6 months and we didn't have the talk, it's exclusive, I would still know there's going to be trouble if you see me with another woman around town.
Yeah, but we also, we were both aware we each had, a pretty full dance card.
Okay.
Of,
Congrats.
But,
of other fuck buddies, you mean?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But we were both, number 1 on each other's list. We also knew that.
Aw.
I know. Again, so sweet.
That is very sweet.
It's really romantic.
I make him put even another. He has to skip a line between 1 and 2 also.
Yes.
So you go to. Do you go to surprise him on New Year's Eve?
No, I got a text that was just very romantic. Like, I want to fuck your brains out. And I was like, I'll be right there. So then I left my friend's New Year's party.
Right.
To go meet him. And then he was all over this other bitch. I know.
Did he forget you were going to come? He thought you'd be longer?
Who knows? I mean, it was... So I, obviously could do one of 2 things. I could be chill, or I could, be like, excuse me, can I talk to you for a second? Which, obviously, I had to do that. And then I just, bitched him out for 45 minutes.
In front of people, or what?
I mean, yeah, people walk by. Obviously, it lasted a long time. It was like I didn't make a scene. I didn't yell, but I pulled them aside.
Does the other woman say like, "Should I go?"
Oh, I mean, she knew exactly what was up. As soon as I came up, I was like, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" And she's like, "I'm gonna go." I was like, yeah, you should.
No, you can't.
You should go.
Good for her.
Yeah, and then I didn't talk to him for 2 weeks because I was so mad.
Right.
And he kept trying to contact me, and he was really sorry. But, like, after the 2 weeks, I was like, I do kind of miss this guy.
So you say, it happens to be Valentine's Day, right?
Oh, yeah, it was, yeah.
And you say, look, obviously, we have some feelings. Let's make this monogamous. Is that how it works?
No, that's not how it works. He was like, I really want to say I'm really sorry, blah, blah, blah. Right. And I was like, well, I'm going to...
How do you even apologize for that? I'm really sorry.
Exactly.
Looking back, I did invite you over. And I was trying to fuck somebody else.
I mean, he was drunk, and, like, it's not acceptable what he did, obviously. And it's, it's not good. But...
this just happened to Molly and Gideon the other day. That's why this is funny. Yeah,
topical, yeah. The cocaine too.
No. I'm happily married and boring now.
But so he was like, "Please let me like make it up to you." And I was like, "Well, I'm going to the movies on Saturday with my friend. You can join us."
It's in this guy's apartment.
Wait, you said that?
Yeah.
Okay, I was so like, if he said that, then you guys.
So then he met us. We saw American Sniper. It's awful. Movie was abysmal. Like I could make a PowerPoint better than that movie. It's really bad, and we all we all talked afterwards. We're like, it was really bad.
That is a funny movie to pick, though.
Oh, hilarious.
All movies.
Well, my friend wanted to see it, so I was going to see it with my friend.
Okay.
And then I invited him along, and then...
That is a kind of delightfully, like, undercutting way to be like, okay, you want to make up? Come to this shitty movie with my friend.
Come to the worst movie out right now, and then maybe. But
if you can't take my movies at their worst, you don't deserve to see my movies at their best.
My Oscar nomination, yeah. But yeah, it definitely was like me giving him a second chance, and it worked out really well. We fell in love, but I understand why someone wouldn't give him a second chance. Also,
I heard that Jordan spent 5 days in a psych ward. What was that for?
He reached a breaking point. He was just super, super depressed, and he was walking dogs, and hadn't been going to therapy for a long time, and just like hadn't been taking care of his mental health. And
what does this have to do with walking dogs? It's tough to walk them sometimes.
It is. I don't know. He was just not having healthy thoughts while on the job.
Okay.
Thoughts that raised some concern. He was having suicidal thoughts.
Okay.
So he admitted himself into a psych ward.
And you visit him. That's romantic, right?
I did every day. I visited him. I brought him a candy bar. It was, it's just been a romance novel between the two of us. But he's doing much better now.
Jordan has Liz listed in his phone as big needy. Mm-hmm. He calls you needs because he thinks you're very needy. Mm-hmm. First of all, he's the one in the psych ward.
Exactly. Totally. I mean, that's the whole thing. He's big needy the whole time, like it's a way of him to deflect it. And like, whatever, I don't care.
It's not offensive?
No.
Okay.
Well, everyone is needy. That's why we seek someone else to...
Sure.
And,
And my wife doesn't call me big needy, though.
Yeah. What does she call you?
Good question.
Very desperate.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Huge desperate.
Right. So you two live together now, right?
We do.
How's that?
It's nice. It's easy.
Okay.
It's smooth. There hasn't been any, except for like the nasal spray. There hasn't been any sacrifice, too big on either side.
And you have roommates too?
Yep. We do.
How many?
We have 2 other roommates. We have a big apartment for a story. Yeah.
All right. That's not too much? That's not tough on the relationship?
I mean, it's not preferred, but we don't have the money to move out.
Right.
And a studio would be nice, but there's enough separation between the rooms that like it's not too much.
Can you hear each other fucking? Like the other couple or anything? Are they a couple?
Oh, no, they're not a couple.
Oh, okay. So who knows? They can hear you. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. 2 single dudes.
Okay.
And I'm sure they hear us fucking. But that's whatever. I mean.
Do you ever try to ramp it up?
No.
All right.
But maybe I will.
Yeah. Liz and her boyfriend talk about comedy too much, and they have to consciously take breaks from talking about and doing comedy. What does that mean?
Really?
I mean, that means like, you know, I'll be like, if you name another open mic comedian in this bed, I am leaving you. I'm leaving you. Yeah, I mean, there's just like, we just get so caught up in it. Like, we shit talk a lot, obviously, about comedy. A lot. Like, that's like most of the relationship. It's just us shit talking.
And you try to stop so you can be more what normal people talk about?
Yeah, like we just try to challenge ourselves and be like, okay, for 45 minutes, nothing comedy, and see what we
comes
come up
then?
with. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't usually work. You know, just like TV shows, how our family's doing.
You start talking about Trump. Next thing you know, you're talking about misogynistic comedians.
Sure,
and you're like,
exactly.
oh, we're back again.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of like, oh, you should say that on stage. That's a lot of the relationship too. You know, just trying to help each other out.
Is it tough? Like by the way, I hate talking to. The irony is, let me start over.
Are we gonna say you hate talking to comedians?
I can pick them
because I do too.
Right.
And that's why he is something separate from that.
I think that's something that most comedians have in common is that they simultaneously love other comedians and they hate talking to other comedians, right?
Yeah, because there's like this image that you want to project onto, I guess, your peers, maybe? I don't know. I feel pressure with some and I don't feel it with others.
Also, how often is the conversation even real?
Totally.
Right.
And like, yeah. I'm not really this person's friend, am I? I don't know.
There was a while, so I used to live off of the same train stop as like at least four other comedians, all of whom were like my closest friends in comedy, like good, really, really great people who I love talking to. But we had like a spoken agreement where we all agreed that if we ran into each other on the train, like in the morning on the way to work, we wouldn't speak. Like we would just say hi and then continue to read our book.
That's fabulous.
And sometimes even when we were going home late at night from shows and stuff, like we would be like, it's okay to just read your book. And it was wonderful because you're right, Keith. Like otherwise, so much of it is just like I'm on, blah, 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 we're doing bits, and it's exhausting.
Oh yeah, I'll see a comic on the train platform and go and run in the other direction.
Yeah.
I'll jump off the fucking platform. I think a lot of these subway deaths, nobody's pushing nobody. It's like, it's Bob. It's worth it.
But that's not the case for all. It's just like with any job. You know, there's people in the office that are your work family, and then there are people that you would not know otherwise, and probably maybe for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody before a show. We were both on this show, and there's just something odd about the conversation in that it wasn't one. And then he goes on stage.
No, I totally know what you mean.
And obviously he was practicing to me. And like, you're not even embarrassed about that. You know I'm watching you.
That...
And looking back, I wasn't laughing during your story. So what were you practicing? Because I told you it's all bad.
And then he's like, I'm going to go with it. Did good. No, that is so common. I feel like what you just described is so common, and you can tell if you've been around for more than 10 minutes, you know, you're doing bits you're practicing. It's like if comics think they're being stealth, like, you ever notice this? And you're like, I know what you're doing. Stop. Can't we just talk?
I'll usually preface it, be like, can I try a bit on you? Or like,
sure.
can we? But that's only for like 3 people.
Yeah.
Now, you got these comedians. They bring a newspaper out of their back pocket. What's in the news?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Oh, it's so true.
Speaking of Trump, a deluge of sexual misconduct allegations hit Donald Trump as 5 women came forward with claims that he groped, kissed, or leered at them. And I believe it. That's in the actual paper. And I believe it. They're going for a word count, you can tell. The accusations came just days after the Republican candidate denied at Sunday's presidential debate that he ever groped anyone inappropriately. 2 women told the New York Times that Trump abused them. He was like an octopus, says Jessica Leeds. His hands were everywhere. Leeds is now 74, said she was sitting in first class on a flight 3 decades ago when Trump grabbed her breasts and tried to put his hand up her skirt. Does it ever work? At first I was turned up, but I gotta be honest, I like your gumption. Let's fuck.
No, it has not.
In a separate allegation, Rachel Crooks told The Times that she was 22 years old and working at Trump Tower in 2005 when she shook hands with him, but he would not let go and then started to kiss her directly on the mouth.
I left here at 6:15 yesterday,
Right.
and there's been like 4 women who've come forward since I last saw you guys.
When confronted with the claims, Trump threatened to sue The Times. "You're a disgusting human being," Trump said. None of this ever took place. Now, he does forget that video just leaked.
Yeah.
That he's drawn to women, kisses them, and grabs them because he can. Trump's lawyers also released a letter addressed to The Times late Wednesday that demands they cease further publication of the article. But more allegations came out. People magazine writer Natasha Stoyanov posted a long first-person account about a December 2005 encounter with Trump while she was rating a Christmas feature on him and his then-pregnant wife Melania at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach. Melania left them, and then Trump took her to a room, pressed her against the wall, and forced his tongue down my throat. Now, what part of you thinks she's lying, you know? She wrote that she was stunned, but tried to continue the interview with Trump's butler present. Then when the butler left, Trump said to her, quote, "You know we're going to have an affair, don't you?" He also referenced the infamous cover of the New York Post during his affair with Marla Maples. "You remember," he said, "best sex I ever had." So I'm good, and I'll be good in this affair. In another claim, Mindy McGivray, 36, told Palm Beach Post that Trump groped her at Mar-a-Lago 13 years ago. She said she was backstage at a Ray Charles concert when Trump grabbed her butt. He denied the claims to the Palm Beach Post and also threatened to sue that paper. Former Miss Washington Cassandra Seatlows claimed in a Facebook post that Trump groped her. He probably doesn't want me telling the story about that time he continually grabbed my ass and invited me to his hotel room. Another video embarrassment surfaced when CBS News revealed 1992 footage from Entertainment Tonight in which Trump could be heard saying about a young girl, "I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
A 10-year-old girl.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old girl.
But in 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, right, like you said, Keith, like...
It just says young girl. It just says young girl.
Yeah.
Like girl.
Yeah, but she's
A child, definitely.
Yes. Yeah.
And he, like, he's like, so the New York Times, he was like, this is libel. And the Times was like, apparently libel is about, like, reputation, damage to reputation. And so the Times was like, you bragged about this.
Right.
Like, we cannot libel you. Like, when you brag that you grab women without their consent, and then you say, we're hurting your reputation, you said you did it, you know?
I mean,
Yeah.
the way he touches his own daughter, like, I don't know how dads work, but that doesn't look like that's...
If she
correct.
wasn't right, I would date my daughter. That's
Yeah.
abnormal.
Yeah, and just like the contact that he has with her in such a public eye, I can only imagine what he would do if he was examining their dog, you know?
Right. Right. The things he says in public are so outrageous that
Yeah.
you know there has to be. Again, on this bus with Billy Bush, there were 7
Or-
other
yeah.
people on
Yeah,
that bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly right. It's he says this stuff into the cameras. You can imagine what
Yeah.
he does when there is nobody else in the
Sure,
room. Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way he touches
But,
Ivanka
yeah, like,
is nauseating.
Imagine when he's being careful.
Right.
What is that like?
Yeah.
Oof.
A woman's lawsuit alleging Donald Trump raped her when she was 13 will get a hearing before a judge, but not until after the presidential election in November. Manhattan federal judge has scheduled a hearing for December 16th. The woman claims the GOP nominee and billionaire Jeffrey Epstein assaulted her at a series of sex parties that Epstein threw in 1994. Both Trump and Epstein, who is accused of preying on scores of underage girls from the late 1900s to early 2000s, have denied her accusations. But keep in mind, Epstein did plead guilty to soliciting a minor in another case in 2008. That doesn't look good.
No.
That does not look good.
But sure, why not wait till after November?
yeah.
The docket is just packed.
Right. Yeah, why are they scheduling these?
Yeah.
If you have a case where somebody is alleging that you raped them and you're running for president, they should calendar that shit before the election.
Yeah. It should be on the books already. We go through the speed track if you're accused
I
of...
mean, rape allegations, they do take a long time.
Right.
To process. But this one should be, like, top of the pile.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Expedite it.
Yeah, let's there's enough time. You can quickly get her in there. Here's some hear what she says are facts, you know? You know Kurt Schilling, the baseball player?
The conversation
Nope.
you're having about
Okay, you know
We're theater girls.
We just looked at each other with panic.
and we'll start around the room, Molly. Kurt Schilling, he just says dumb shit constantly. And he plays baseball or played baseball.
Who does he play for?
He played for the Red Sox and had had blood coming out of his foot, and he still played and won the World Series. So he's a person now.
the conversation you're having about the things he said about the 10-year-old girl, to me, is at the very heart of why this is a problem. How many times, and I have 3 boys and a daughter, how many times have you looked at a young man and said, wow, he's a beautiful young man. Wow, he's a gorgeous young man. And that man was 12, 13, 14, 15.
I'll be honest,
or he's a beautiful...
Kurt,
Zero. That's a lot.
That.
There's no way you haven't seen somebody else's son and said, wow, he's beautiful. Wow. I mean...
What the fuck? And she's trying to do you a favor, like, hey, Kurt, I should let you keep going, but I'm going to stop you. Never. Okay, bullshit. I'm going to go with this. I'm going to double down. In fact, you never looked at somebody, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and said, Bullshit. Can't believe it. I didn't know we're on the lying show.
Well, there is that little weird, like, baby talk that happens that's like, oh, he's going to be such a heartbreaker.
Yeah, I hate that.
But that's
but
different
still
thing.
different, yeah.
Totally
different thing. And I think maybe that's what he was trying to allude to, but failed.
Right, and if you're an adult, you might say, I feel like what Kurt Schilling might be referencing, is like when you say about like a little 3-year-old, like, oh, he's going to be a heartbreaker, or like, oh, he's got little girlfriend at preschool, but it's never the adult being like, I'm going to date that little boy.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference with Trump.
It's never, being like, I'm going to bed that child.
And he's not even saying
when
like,
they're of age.
Right. It's
no one's saying that.
Right. And both these guys aren't saying, 3-year-old, look, I can already tell that'd be in the modeling books. You're saying 13, 14. There's something weird with what you're trying to justify.
Totally.
The conversation you're having about the things he said about the 10-year-old girl, to me, is at the very heart of why this is a problem. How many times, and I have 3 boys and a daughter, how many times have you looked at a young man and said, wow, he's a beautiful young man. Wow, he's a gorgeous young man. And that man was 12, 13, 14, 15.
I'll be honest,
or he's a beautiful...
Kurt,
Zero. That's a lot. There's no way you haven't seen somebody else's son and said, wow, he's beautiful. Wow. I mean,
this is the same Kurt Schilling, by the way, that you felt for him for a minute because his daughter was going to college, right? And all these people were like, come on over. We can't wait to get a piece of that. And... You're the one with that mentality.
Yeah.
No, but that's...
You're on your own on this one.
But, no, I'm not on my own on this one because I have boys. My youngest son is a gorgeous young man, and I've heard women say, wow, he's a beautiful young boy. To jump to the point where you're insinuating like something like pedophilia or a molestation is where you're going with this because he's joking about, well, when she gets older, I'm going to date her. I mean, how do you get from there to being revolted and disgusted?
Yeah, I don't look at a young boy and say, in 10 years, I'm going to date him.
When you're a journalist of any kind, halfway through, are you like, are we talking about this? What?
Yeah, who asked for his opinion? Like, why does he have stakes in this?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
That's a great question.
Like, what?
I got something, guys. All right, come on over, idiot.
Like,
yeah, I don't look at a young boy and say, in 10 years, I'm going to date him.
Well, we don't, but you don't actively look for that.
And I think that would be pretty sad if I did.
Well, I mean, I think it says more about you than it does about him.
So you tell me you see a 10-year-old girl and think, okay, yeah, I'm going to date her in 10 years?
I have a daughter. My daughter has friends.
I'm hearing the words you're saying, so I'm going to say the words you're saying to you, and you tell me if they make sense.
This is so good.
Also, I'm so sick of this. I have a daughter. What if you only had 3 sons?
Yeah.
Does that mean that you don't feel for women at all?
Right.
Because you don't. You can't imagine what that would be. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, if somebody wants to fuck my sons, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to date her in 10 years?
I have a daughter. My daughter has friends. I've seen my daughter's friends. I'm a man. Wow, she's a beautiful young lady.
Man.
I don't immediately jump to molest.
Yeah, again, what Molly was saying. You're talking about you're talking about friends saying something about a friend their age.
I've seen my daughter's friends. I'm a man. Wow, she's a beautiful young lady. I don't immediately jump to molesting her. But that's where the left has gotten.
Do you need to follow that up with, it's fine to say she's a beautiful young lady. You need a cute little girl.
Trish,
you need to follow it up with, I'm going to date her in 10 years?
Trish, I'm not going to ask you how old you are, but I'm going to guess in your years of life, you've gone on and probably gone over the edge and said things, well, you know what, I probably shouldn't have added that. And I know you're not running for president.
Okay, so I'll give you that. He has a tendency to do that, Kurt. A lot. Yeah. All right? A lot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. You probably haven't said stupid shit. Like right now, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You never did like what I'm doing right now? I don't believe it.
Yeah, and she's not running for president.
Right.
Like, that's a huge component of all of this.
Here's how you handle it. You want to talk about these sports figures. This is Tom Brady, friends we understood of Donald Trump, and they ask him, hey, this locker room talk. You've been in locker rooms. Tell us about it.
If you have kids of your own, how would you respond if your kids heard Donald Trump's version of locker room talk?
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
There you go. Goodbye. Goodbye. What do you think?
Cowards.
He's a coward.
Coward. Oh my! This is delightful. I wanna listen to that clip from before, but for the rest of the day. That is so. I have a daughter, just screaming upset. I'm a man. I have a daughter.
On a loop. Oh God.
He's a gorgeous young man.
Here's some fun news. Bob Dylan won the 2016 Nobel Prize in Literature.
Have you guys seen him in concert?
Yeah,
ever?
horrid.
No.
Horrendous.
Really?
Like, you can't make out any. Like, there are hits he's playing. He's playing his hits, and
Right.
I don't know that he is.
Really?
I have no idea what he's saying. It's really bad.
And nobody does either. I would look around, and you have these 60-year-old people who obviously would be more into it than I was, and they're looking like, I don't know.
Is this blowing in the wind?
Well,
I don't know what this is.
I even cheated because I don't unless it's super famous, and I forgot how many famous songs he has, of course. But unless it's famous, I'm not going to know it. So I did look up the set list, which I usually
Good
never
for
do.
you. I should have. Yeah.
It didn't help me.
No.
I'm like, I swear this is how many roads must a man walk down, and I can't tell.
Yeah.
He's just fucking us.
Yeah. I don't know why he's continues to perform, and he had new stuff. How the audacity to perform new stuff when his old stuff's incoherent. It's like,
right.
It wasn't a good show.
But he's I guess the first musician to win a Nobel Prize in Literature.
For his lyrics?
I guess.
Is it like all of his collective lyrics?
Did he write a novella that I'm not aware of? Or
people are real pissed about this.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're
if I was a poet, I'd be fucking
aren't there other better?
Yeah.
You know, they're the one. He's the best songwriter ever.
I feel like he should get an award for songwriting, but like literature. Because I feel like he does have good lyrics. Sure. But they're in conjunction with music that is why they're good. Like on their own, maybe they're not Nobel material.
And I think it's a trend to like make every medium fluid. You know, like it's literature, it's song. What is it? It's both.
Right.
You know, it's like come on.
Great point.
Come on, Bob Dylan.
KeithandTheGirl.com/VIP. It's every show we've ever done, including our spin-off episodes. Danny Hatch has a new one out, episode 190, My Little Hood Rat Friends.
Yes.
Molly was part of it.
Yeah.
He writes, hello, Buccaneers. That's what you're called now if you listen to my show. I'm sorry I fought hard against it, but management wouldn't budge. Welcome back to Is This Really a Show, Danny? I'm your host, D-Money. Again, management was very adamant about the new name. What an amazing show we have today. Molly Knefel joins Libby, Keith, and myself on the all-new Morning Zoo crew to answer some burning questions, teach us about silly bands, and sing along to the Hold Steady. It is a truly magical moment. See you next week. All right, Danny. That was a very fun day, Danny.
It was great.
By the way.
I had a great time with all of you. Not just with Keith, but with Libby and Danny, too.
Likewise.
KeithandTheGirl.com/Liz Magee. You can see the times that she's done Keith and the Girl episodes and spin-off episodes. For example, Misandry with Marsha. You were on her 4th episode with Sharon Paul.
Yeah.
And yourself, of course. There is no good feminism or bad feminism. There is only us. Pretty deep. That's a win a literature award.
Oh, man, I'm going to listen to that show. It sounds great.
Oh, yeah. Fabulous.
And now more than ever.
Yeah.
According to these stories we're reading, you got to take a listen. Don't forget, KeithAndTheGirl.com/coupons. It's all in one place. You can see the different sponsors that we appreciate you supporting. For example, Movement Watches, MVMT Watches. You'll see they're on there now. Just everything. If you need more information about the Sleep Number beds that I mentioned, you'll see it all there. So please take a look. And I gotta say our goodbyes one more time. This is sad to one Molly Knefel.
Oh, man. I had a great time with everybody.
It was very fun.
As we go.
Thank you. Thank you. My request was honored.
And to Orphan Tulip, I'd like to say...
See, no one knows who that is.
What's the best way for people to reach you on social media?
I'd say Twitter @Jokes Magee.
Jokes Magee. What a great name.
Yeah,
still.
that's a great...
I have to agree.
You really hit the jackpot.
Thank you so much.
Do me a favor and let me know your next upcoming show.
I'm hosting the Roast of Carrie Bradshaw.
How fun is that?
I mean, it's going to be a blast. She's the worst.
Yeah.
She's arguably the most flawed character in the history of television. So I've got, I'm excited to just get it all out.
The Roast of Carrie Bradshaw at the Pitt Stryker Main Stage, Saturday, October 22nd at 9:30 p.m. There'll be Christy Cello. We love her. Mm-hmm. Lisa Trigger. Mm-hmm. Mateo Lane. Mm-hmm. I mean, my goodness. NYC's top comedians roast one of the most flawed characters in the history of television.
Yeah, that was the point that I wrote that. That was the point.
And you co-host the monthly show You Deserve It.
Yes, at the QED. Mm-hmm.
QED, third Friday of every month. The next show, October 21st, 9:30.
Mm-hmm. All true.
So see what's going on. And, bring some Coke. Right?
It'll be my third time. Let's do it.
It'll be a blast.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Liz.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Molly, thank you. Fantastic. I don't know if you've been looking on forums and feedback like that. Everybody loves you.
I have been looking a little bit. I have to admit.
And they do. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.